Paul Halaim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to elders and apostles of great millstone who rule and teach well. And the brothers that's pushing his truth out the four corners of the earth. And the hopeful lake that's tuning in, Shalom. Now, this is going to be diving into World War III. Check this video out. Canadian prepper dropped a video recently. And it's a poll. I think he said 33 countries. I know I'm sidetracked, but just look at his background, right? Dude's got a flamethrower. That little pack you see where it has all those things inside of it, like it's a rolling pack. He's a die-hard prepper, has a crossbow. You see, in this coming societal collapse, these preppers, some of these preppers will survive just to eat a nuke, but like these average city goers, city dwellers, they're just gonna flat out die, which is gonna be a better death, so to speak, than eating a nuke, you know. So, but Canadian prepper, he's up in Canada, but you know, you never know what happens. He could wind up in Babylon the Great. You never know. But anyways, in this video, he's going into how pretty much the majority of people on the planet Earth knows World War III is coming. It was like the U.S. was like 70 something percent of people in the U.S. thinks World War III is coming. 70%, pretty much the average, pretty much of the 33 countries, like 70%. So the majority of people on the planet Earth that sees what's going on aren't as oblivious as they used to be years ago, But people aren't getting prepared, right? Like the when you go into true preparedness, it dwindles and dwindles and dwindles because you can be carnally prepared and spiritually prepared, and the only true way to be spiritually prepared is calling on the true names of the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, the Holy Spirit, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash, right? And having faith, all right, in those men, and you know putting in the work, faith and works, man. That's how um, the Israelites will be saved, because true salvation is the second covenant, which is only promised to the nation of Israel. And there's tiers to that second covenant. You got the first fruits, you got the second fruits, right? So that's spiritual preparedness. Now, on a carnal level, you got preppers, right? There's a lot of preppers out here, man. Like it's gonna be a quick testimony too. Um, I met a guy last year around this time. He was getting prepared too, man, for the societal collapse. And guess what? He knew Amalek were imposters, man, and he looked like a Edomite. He could have been a Jake or another nation, but um, he he was giving me the impression that he was an Edomite, because I felt like, this is just my interpretation of what he said. He said that the reason why they like down so-called black people is to take away that we're all the same, and stuff like that. But how he said it and his composure when he said it made me like, he knows that we're the Israelites, right? That I could just tell that, but maybe he didn't want to say it, but he knew Amalek were imposters, man. He knew a lot of stuff. Like I learned things from him in that brief encounter. We were talking for like maybe an hour, max 45 minutes, and I learned a lot, man. Humbly. You got to be humble, man, because you never know where you can soak up some information from. We're still learning in this thing of ours. And I see in the background behind a Canadian prepper, that's a life straw, and the Most High gonna dry up these rivers, man. So it's gonna be a very distressful time that's coming in the future. And you know you see how somewhat chill this Canadian prepper guy is, man. But I guarantee, if you pull up on his property and he's in a bad mood, and it's society has collapsed, he's gonna pull out that flamethrower and burn you up, man. And If you don't got enough food, man, he gonna cook you with that flamethrower and eat you, man. Like that. It's a movie. I think it's called The Colony. In the movie, they accidentally ran into some cannibals. It was gruesome, man. It was humans still alive that were chopped up on the ground, and they had humans on the wall. Like, you ever been to a butcher shop and they had a meat hanged up? They was hanging up humans, man, and they chopping humans' arms off and all types of madness, eating them raw too, man. That's another thing. And what's coming, man? They ain't finna be cooking humans like that, man, because they not gonna have no fire swords. They're gonna be pure, unfiltered savages, man. Savages. Like you think these, other parts of the world, people will still be able to grow food, but here in Babylon the Great, I believe in Egypt, one of the plagues in Egypt, man, was the locust that devoured the crops, man. I believe also the crops being failing, and the Most High said He's gonna plague Egypt again, which is Babylon the Great, which is United States of America. I'm gonna come up with another video how America has numerous different names in the scriptures, man. It's called Babylon the Great. It's called Egypt, Sodom, and Gomorrah. It's much, much more land of the north, right? Daughter of Babylon, so on and so forth. But back to this poll, World War III is definitely coming. Will there be a draft in Babylon the Great? Depends how everything plays out, man. Because Babylon the Great will be invaded. So when the invasion happens, it's not gonna be no draft, man, because it's an invasion, and a draft is when you pretty much gotta go over to another country to fight. Like my grandfather was not my biological grandfather, but the grandfather I was raised with. He was a Gadite. He was a Gadite. He he fought. He got drafted into, what war was it, man? The Korean War? No, the Vietnam War. He was drafted into the Vietnam War, man. See what's coming. It might not even be a draft. It might not. Because when Russia and Iran and China, so on and so forth, start pushing up on Babylon the Great, it's gonna be so chaotic, man. And plus, all these, these V's, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be released. They're gonna cause pandemonium, and Babylon the Great is gonna get it worse than any other country. See, these other countries will still be in societal collapse, right? But they'll still have things to keep them afloat because these nations will be saved for slavery. But here in Babylon the Great, everything gotta go, man. The animals, the crops, everything that lives has to be obliterated, man, for the wickedness done to the children of Israel under the rulership of these Edomites, man, these Caucasians. And the land of Israel will be nuked as well, man. To cleanse our land from Amalek, the head tribe of Esau. And you see Canadian Prepper here, man. He's, who knows what he got. He's connected. He knows people that can move big pieces on the board, man. He probably will leave Canada. 'Cause who would want to survive what's coming in Canada, man? Unless you go into the utmost northern part of Canada. Like, what do they call it? Strategic relocation. You see, nowhere in Babylon the Great will be a strategic relocation, man. These nukes is gonna burn everybody up that's in the bunkers and everything else, man. Nowhere in Babylon the Great is strategic location. No, really nowhere. Um, Babylon the Great, Mexico, and all that, where there's concentrations of Israelites, is going to be any type of strategic location because it's called Jacob's Trouble for a reason. This whole entire Americas will be the concentration, starting with Babylon the Great, of this indignation. And other countries may get hit, like continents, so to speak, like Africa and Asia will get hit. But as a collective whole, this World War III is ultimately gonna affect Babylon the Great the most with the nuclear hellfire that's coming on. In this video, Canadian Prepper is just breaking down how people notice, and he said he bets only 5% of the 70% that no World War III is coming is actually going to be prepared for it because people are stupid, man. they're sheeple. The majority of people are brainwashed sheeple, especially these women. Even if they know World War III is coming, he's right. Maybe at best 5% will prepare, and that's on a carnal level. So just imagine on a spiritual level, this is going to be less than 1%, man. Like is that deep when you go when you understand the truth. Let's dive into some quick precepts. I'm gonna head out. Let's get Jeremiah. Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah. Was it 14 first? This is Isaiah the 14th chapter. Scroll down a little bit. Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And it's talking about the daughter of Babylon, the land of the north, man. It's not talking about Nebuchadnezzar, because after the southern kingdom, which was taken out of captivity in Babylon the Great, that we still suffered persecution afterwards, man. And this is talking about once we go back to our own land, and this talking about all of Israel, man. And all of Israel wasn't under Nebuchadnezzar's rule; it was only the southern kingdom. Verse 5. Yet the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest. All right, so once Babylon the Great goes down, once you Edomites go down, the earth will be at peace and righteousness. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellers come up against us. So when you Edomites, let's keep going. Hail from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So you Edomites, once you go down, all right, these other heathen nations are gonna scoff at you, man, and they're gonna get some payback for the wickedness you've done. Once you're all chained up, shackled up. Now this is Jeremiah 50. Scroll down a little bit. I think 24th, right? Yep. Nope. Jeremiah 50 and 22, 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? This is end time prophecy. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come up against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. So that's an invasion. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. Now let's keep going. Let's scroll down a little bit. Verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon. So all these nations that have nuclear capable technology. All right. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none therefore escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her. For she hath been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. That's right, man. All the blasphemes, uh, the wickedness done to children of Israel, the wickedness done to Yahweh by Shem Shah. All right, verse 33. This is how you connect it to the daughter of Babylon. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And the northern southern kingdom weren't oppressed together under Nebuchadnezzar. But the daughter of Babylon, Zechariah, let's get it too after I read a little bit down more. I'll go into how the land of the north is also Babylon the Great. Jeremiah 50 and 38, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images. They are mad upon their idols. That goes into Revelations, I think, the 11th chapter as well. And Deuteronomy 28, right? And Luke 21. Let's what else? What else? What I was finna say? Yeah, man. Mississippi River driving up. What is it? Lake Mead is completely drying up, man. People out here gonna be drinking blood, man. It's a scene in The Simpsons where they were talking about in the collapse, people will drink blood, man, and that's really gonna happen, man. Uh, Jeremiah 50 and 41, behold, a people shall come from the north, a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, man. World War III. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not shew mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. So all these nations in World War III gonna jump the US, man. The US is gonna get jumped. Let's go to land of, I'm just typing land of the north, man. It's mentioned somewhere, I think Jeremiah 16 or yeah, Jeremiah 16 and 15. But Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them, because we're scattered to all nations. Acts chapter 2, James 1 and 1, Deuteronomy 28. I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. Zechariah 2 and 6. Ho, ho, come. Let's get more context on Zechariah 2 and 6. Zechariah 2 and 6, ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. So Babylon the Great is the land of the north, man, which is what? The United States of America. Now, what else I was finna get? Jeremiah 51. Actually, before I get Jeremiah 51, let's get this. Oh, man. It's lagging. Ah, come on, man. What's going on? Ah, my power went out. All right, man. I'll come back with a part two. Shalom.